5, 4, 3. And welcome to the Sebs Crew Stoopod with your host, Andrew from Bay Ridge, Billy, Porkchop, Mazziello, and David, Jiggy Viggy, Villones!
Let's turn our attention over to football here, guys. A big week of football. A lot of games going on. We had a tough week last week. First game I want to talk about is Kansas City at home, -6 versus Cincinnati. Now, Cincinnati has been a good team. They've been covering most of the time. But, KC at home, only -6. I love Kansas City in this game, but this seems just a little bit too easy for the Chiefs here. I'm all over the Chiefs, but is it too easy? I feel like this line should be 13 or 14. Cincinnati's not that good.
No, they're an overrated team. You got to take the Chiefs, especially off that tough loss against these fucking Patriots. The Patriots are so good, like they're never out of a game, never. It's getting obnoxious.
Cincinnati is better than we thought they were, especially on the offensive side of the ball, because last year was a down year for them. And
so what happened? What happened against Miami last week? They had an 11-point lead in the second half, and they blew it.
Listen, Brock Osweiler is fucking magic man #1. There's some really weird shit going on with the backup quarterbacks in Florida right now, which just leads to the most important point of the night, that Florida is the worst fucking state in the world. Never mind the country. It is the worst region in the entire world. This place is so fucked up. They got crocodiles in their swimming pools. Ryan Fitzpatrick can win football games. Brock Osweiler can win football games. None of it makes any fucking sense. Fuck Florida. Fuck the Dolphins. Fuck the Bucks.
Brock
Osweiler. Cincinnati in this one.
Whoa. All right, Cincinnati, you going to take the points? Dave, what do you like?
I like the Chiefs. They're coming back off that tough loss. All they do is put points up. What?
The kid's really good.
He's
good.
fucking legit.
Really good.
Really good.
Yeah, but he's as equally as legit as Deshaun Watson was last year, though. And Deshaun Watson is basically getting rolled in on a gurney every week at this point. He's like RG3 now. This guy's a cripple. I don't understand what happened.
Right. He's more of a running quarterback, though. Mahomes, I understand what you're saying. I agree with you. But Mahomes is more of like, what he played in college at Texas Tech was that, hey, 5 wide receiver set, shotgun, and just get rid of the football, which is the same thing he's doing with KC.
I think Mahomes is fantastic. He's electrifying. I love watching him play. But the more I watch him, I'm not seeing him making those tight window throws. Did you see the throws Aaron Rodgers was making last night?
He's not a window thrower.
Oh,
he's not a window thrower.
His father was a mutter. His mother was a mutter. And his father was a professional baseball player.
Yes, he was. And he was a good baseball player, supposedly, too.
Minnesota.
Yeah, he was supposedly a real good ball player.
All right, guys, let's move on to this Rams game. It's my next game that I like. Rams -10 at home. At San Francisco. San Francisco, we know what they did on Monday night. They look pretty good. C.J. Beathard, not the worst backup quarterback, not the worst backup quarterback in the world. What's the team is at San Francisco?
What's the spread?
Let's just be honest here. It
10. I like the Rams. Yeah, I like the Rams in this.
It doesn't matter. Like Jason Witten and The Rock said last night, it doesn't matter.
I agree with you. I like the Rams as well.
The 49ers suck, but the Packers are terrible. They're a terrible team, but Aaron Rodgers is absolutely fucking phenomenal. The guy is just...
Who are you talking?
He's really good at football.
You talking about Aaron Rodgers?
He's really good at football.
Who are you talking about? Are we talking about the Rams and the Niners?
Yeah, well, San Francisco played the Packers.
I got you.
Yeah, it's a short week for San Francisco. They're banged up. They're not a great team, obviously. I like the Rams. I like the Rams too.
I
think so. I agree with you.
This guy at work told me this. I didn't fact check this, but this hurts being a Giant fan. I heard the Giants took Eric Flowers over Gurley. They could have got Gurley.
You can always look back. It always goes like that, but you never know how it's going to go.
They took Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? Like, what are you
Eric
do?
Flowers? Flowers?
They took 20 guys before Steph Curry. Come on. It's just, you never know what the draft.
Randy Moss was the 21st pick in the draft.
Yeah, I guess.
Terrell Owens was a 3rd rounder or a 6th round. Tom Brady's a 6th rounder.
I guess you're right. You can't hindsight.
You can't go by that. It's a crapshoot because you never know what guys are going to mature to as men. That's what changes between college and the pros. Is now you're a man. You have to be a man. There's a lot of other things outside of football that go on to being a professional athlete.
Oh,
I'm not a
definitely.
baby. I'm a fucking man. All right, we got Philadelphia. Philadelphia minus 4.5 versus Carolina. Philadelphia's at home.
Nothing to touch that game.
Yeah, I'm like loving Philadelphia in this
game.
game. I'm loving the Eagles in this game, but it just seems too easy. This seems
too easy because Carolina seems so bad. But this is the type of game where like they all of a sudden play good.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, the Panthers got a good defense though.
Yeah, not too bad. Another game I was looking at, the Colts minus 7.5 at home versus Buffalo.
Oh, that's a battle of losers right there.
That is a bad football game.
That is something I don't want to watch.
I mean, why are you even looking at that? Outside of trying to watch Andrew Luck, what do you even want to see there?
Buffalo's quarterback, Josh Allen, and I'm not crazy about him, but he's out. He's not playing. So there's this whole thing going on with Buffalo in the locker room. It's either going to be Peterman or Derek Anderson, and reportedly, if the coach for Buffalo goes with Peterman, if the coach for Buffalo goes with Peterson, then the whole locker room is going to be against the team. There's about to be a mutiny right now.
Anderson?
Mutiny.
That's what I'm saying. I said Derek Anderson and Nate Peterman.
Right. How old is Derek Anderson?
Like 35.
I'll get that.
Oh, I thought he was on the Browns 10 years ago.
I feel like he was.
That's why I'm saying I like the Colts in this at home. That's my point.
Rams, Pats, Pat Rams. Say Ramrod. Say Ramrod, Rams, Pats.
Derek
Pats,
Anderson
Rams,
is 35 years old.
Yeah, Christian Yells with a single. We got Ryan Braun coming up.
Ryan
2 outs,
Braun
never, first.
He never did steroids. Never.
No. The guy who took the urine sample was his fault. The guy who took my piss sample, he hates Jews. That's what the problem was. That's what really happened. This guy never came out and apologized for that. You have to apologize for that.
Bro, he's tried.
You lied.
It like swept
you
under.
Lied.
It's swept under the rug though. It's like gone. It's over.
Right. It's over. But I'm saying like going back in time.
No, I agree.
You know, when that happened, you got caught.
Bro,
You tried to make a lie, fine. You got caught, say, I'm sorry. Like, it wasn't the urine sampler's fault. It was me.
People hated
A-Rod. He never did that.
People hated A-Rod, myself included, for all of his lying and bullshit. This guy, Ryan Braun, because he's in Milwaukee. You know what? You fly under the radar there when you're a fucking idiot. You know what I mean?
Right. And I think baseball they let him keep the MVP award. That was wrong. They should have gave it to Matt Kemp.
Letting Ryan Braun keep it?
Yeah. It was super close. It was like neck and neck for the MVP that year. What was it, 2009?
Yeah, something like that.
2010? They had
steroids.
Ryan
Braun. Of course.
Yeah.
Steroids.
Ryan
and he
Braun.
lied.
Yeah, you think it's funny in the NFL how like they just know everyone's on steroids, so it's like, 4 games, whatever.
Remember Bill Romanowski? Was he on steroids?
Yeah, I wonder.
His faces.
I don't know who was on more steroids, him or Lyle Alzado. All these fucking guys are on steroids, man.
They are.
I'm okay with it.
It's one of those things. Should you just look the other way and just let the sport go?
I mean, in baseball, it's tough because, like, baseball fans, they're like, they keep a book in the stands. Like, they're real fucking bitchy. I don't know. They're very bitchy baseball fans. So
yeah, you don't want to break that home run record.
Yeah, it's like the tradition and everything, Like football, here's some huge motherfuckers who are dumb as shit. Let them smash into each other and fuck it. And the players feel the same way because you ask the players about like the CTE and shit. Only 1 out of 1,000 are like, if I knew about CTE, I never would have played. Most of them are like, yeah, whatever, man. I just built my mom a house. Like, okay, so my head's gonna hurt later. I don't give a fuck.
I agree with you. I mean,
I actually think that's a good way to look at it. If that's the choice you made, we think boxers are confused about how they're going to look when they're older or how their brain is going to operate. Yeah, they know what the fuck they're doing.
You know what you're getting into when you sign up. You know what I mean?
It's a good deal. If it works, it's a good deal.
I mean,
Mike lets his kids play football, so that must be the way to go. I mean, Mike's not wrong, so it's going to work out.
God, here we go.
Plus, Mike's son is the number 1 wide receiver.
Hey, did you guys see Pat Shermer's son playing football the other day?
Yeah.
What game was that, Google? What game was that?
College, right?
It was a good game. It wasn't a bullshit game. He was on national TV. I can't remember what game it was, though.
Yeah. I know he's a quarterback, but I don't know what team it is.
He wasn't that good.
Yeah.
You could tell he was smart, though. Like, he knew what he was supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
he's just not that physically talented.
Yeah, like one of the coaches for that team is probably friends with his dad. You know, that's why.
Definitely. Come on.
100%. That guy's looking for an assistant job in the next 4 years.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, remember when I gave your son a free scholarship? Is there any way you got like
Giants?
You got like an offensive line coaching position open there? Because your guy's blow fat dick.
And then Pat Shermer's son is all of a sudden an intern with the Giants. And like,
you think Bob McAdoo is like, I told you guys Eli sucked? You think he's thinking that right now?
He's definitely thinking that. He is. And you know what? He was right. He's like, yo, you guys had this.
Like, who's going to be the quarterback for the Giants during McAdoo's tenure? That was going to be
but that's not up to McAdoo. He's not the GM. I don't know. I might go get Teddy Bridgewater right now. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
It's worth it. I'll be honest. It's worth it. You got to make a change unless you're throwing the season.
They might only win 3 games this year, so they might end up with the number 1 pick. They take that kid from Oregon. The kid's good. I watched him this weekend again. I don't think he's NFL ready right now, but the kid's good. He's big. He's strong. He's good. You like him, Dougal? The kid from Oregon?
Yeah, Herbert. Yeah, he's a good quarterback. No question about it. Speaking about Oregon. Oregon at Washington State. Washington State -2.5. Give me Washington State in that game. Oregon has to go on the road. They really haven't played on the road at all. You know, they almost beat Stanford at home. They beat Washington at home. You know, Washington plays down to their opponents.
Man, that
Oregon has to go on the road to Washington State with Mike Leach's passing offense.
Washington has to win that game. Washington had to win that game this weekend.
They play down to their opponents.
Oh, my God.
They have all the talent in the world, but they don't play like they should. Give me Washington State this week. Long story short.
You know, betting these games, I got to tell you the truth, guys. I'm terrible at it. I think I'm 1 for 22 on the season. It just gets worse and worse every week. You know, I was trying to figure this out. If I was to put in 20 bets without even looking at the screen before I clicked it, right? Theoretically, I should go close to 10-10, right? Because with the point spread, it's a 50-50 coin flip, right? Each bet, it's either a win or a loss, right?
Yeah, that's supposed to handicap it. You're right. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you go 1 for 22? Mathematically, it's almost not even possible.
Remember when we spoke about the pitchers and they overthink it? That's exactly what goes on. You think you're smarter than you are. You think you see the insight when you don't.
I think we just have no idea what we're doing.
No idea. And I was actually speaking to Dougal about this. Here's the thing. He was actually saying this the other day where you can't find a game nowadays that like, oh, that handicap's good. Like I could take this side of it. I think it's a good handicap. I got a chance at this one. Everything is so on point. And I think the reason I know the reason is when you went in like the 80s, let's say, or early 90s, you took a game that was handicapped by fucking Joe Schmo. You know what I'm saying? Who was a professional handicapper, who knew what he was doing.
Sam Rothstein.
Sam Rothstein.
Handicapping your game.
Exactly.
The Golden Jew.
And he was great, but you know what he left in there? Human error. Nowadays, they have all these algorithms and shit that take out human error. It's computerized. Everything is accounted for, from weather to air to fucking wind to fucking, I don't know, the hottest cheerleader on the fucking team. You know what I'm saying? Is banging who? It's all in the fucking algorithm. So the fucking lines, the handicaps are so tough to come by. Back in the day, and I agree with you, Dougal, when you said this to me, you would look at the lines and you'd find, oh, yo, this is a good one right here. We got a chance at this one. I think they fucked this one up a little bit. Nowadays, you got no chance unless you. I
feel like it's like a riddle. You know what I mean? It's like a riddle, and I gotta tell you the truth. I don't like riddles. I don't like riddles at all. I don't even get them. What are you doing with riddles? Who has so much fucking time in their life? But they don't have any real problems to solve. They're just going to solve hypothetical problems about Jack's sister, who's half the age of Tony's sister, who goes trick-or-treating on alternating fucking leap year Halloweens. How old is Mike? What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm out here trying to put out fires on a daily basis of real-life problems, and then there's people sitting around with books filled with riddles.
Riddle me this.
I'm trying to figure out who's the bigger asshole, the guy who's trying to figure out the riddle or the guy who sat down and wrote the riddle. What the fuck are you even doing right now?
The greatest riddle of all time. You know what the greatest riddle of all time is? The jugs in Die Hard with a Vengeance, bro. Best.
Well, it's a 2-gallon jug with 5 gallons. You got 2 5-gallon jugs on the side. Then you pour 2 gallons out of the 2.5 gallons. So then 3 waters. You have 3 gallons in each of the 5-gallon jugs. How do you get 2.5 gallons in each of the 3 jugs to amount to the same 2.5 gallons?
That was a riddle. That was a riddle that saved lives.
No, you're right. That's a good riddle.
You know? That was a good riddle. It saves lives. Over here, people are doing riddles like asking all these weird questions like, you didn't hear me say that Jack was just really a stuffed animal. Like, what? What the fuck is this? What are you talking about right now? I'm over here trying to figure out what my pension is going to be like so I don't have to eat cat food. And these motherfuckers just wasting time solving riddles? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I was on my way to work today and I saw like 2 bowls of cat food just on the street. Like, who's doing that?
The cat
You know who
lady.
you didn't see?
Cat food.
You know who you didn't see on your way to work? Paul Allen. You didn't see him. He's dead. 65 years old. Dead.
All right.
Cancer. He was a You guys are sick fucks. You're laughing at somebody dying. You guys are sick. Sick. Make me fucking want to throw up.
I want to make it clear I'm laughing how you inserted that right in there. That was pretty good.
Well, listen, here's what I was trying to get to there. This cancer shit is wild, man. I mean, you can't be much richer than Paul Allen. This guy created Microsoft. He owns 3 professional franchises. He basically owns half of Seattle. The other half Bezos owns. And he dies at 65 of cancer. So how am I going to beat cancer?
You're strong-willed, bro. That's all
That
you
guy's
do.
strong-willed like a motherfucker, man.
I don't know, Bill. You're not going to beat cancer. You beat cancer already, didn't you?
Pre-cancerous.
Good food.
Pre-cancerous.
Didn't you have
Pre-cancerous.
pre-cancerous? Oh.
Pre-cancerous. Yeah, I got those shits out. Literally. Pun intended.
Polyps.
Puns.
What I was going to say before, we were talking about novels. Before you got disconnected, Bill, you heard of I think his name is Bernard Kerik or whatever. He was the police commissioner, cop.
Yeah, that guy's a dick.
He's a dick, yeah, absolutely. But besides that point, my uncle Bill, he gives me a book, right? He's like, this is Bernard, whatever his name is, Kerik's book. And he's like,
right.
And he like had a page bookmarked. He knows, I'm not a big reader, so he bookmarked the page, so I'd go right to it. So he's like, yeah, just read this page. So I read it, and it's Bernard Kerik. He was in narcotics, right? And in narcotics, they had a separate phone that
Narcotics.
That getting back to what I was saying. So Bernard Kerik, he's in the narcotics room, and they have a phone.
Yeah, I don't know if you could tell. Me and Dougal aren't really interested in that.
I don't care if you're interested. Just listen. So they're in the narcotics room, and it was before cell phones, so they had a phone designated for phone calls from drug dealers or anything like that. So phone rings, Kerik picks it up. Guess what his undercover name is?
John
Bernard Kerik.
Incorrect. Robert Viglione.
Nice.
Bro.
Very nice.
How crazy is that?
Come on with the government names again, man. I thought we talked about this.
I don't know who Robert
We
Viglione.
had a very specific conversation about this, and you're like talking about known felons right now.
How crazy is that, though? I mean,
That you just continuously talk about people's government names on the air?
No. So he must have went through a name, and he chose Robert Viglione. Like, he had to pick that out, right?
Harvey Danger. Harvey Danger. He's actually getting out of jail next week, that guy. Oh, very soon. Very soon.
Was
Yeah,
Two-Face?
You guys know anybody who could illustrate well?
Yes.
You do. You know an illustrator.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about writing a comic strip, but it's patent pending, just so you know, patent pending. And the name of the comic book is going to be Gumshoe D. Malloy.
Sounds a little like Dick Tracy-ish a little bit.
It's going to be like Dick Tracy, but he's going to be on cocaine the entire time. It's going to be like a cross between Dick Tracy and Popeye, but instead of spinach, it's cocaine.
Well, how often is he doing it? Every hour?
Whenever he needs to solve a crime.
Oh, so
Yeah,
he
each
goes
comic will
to
have a
the
crime.
cocaine to solve
Yeah.
problems. Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I don't mind
Yeah.
it.
How often is he doing a hit?
Every time he needs to solve a crime.
Was that once every week or?
Right, each issue.
So are you talking like comic book animation or television animation?
Comic book. This is a comic book.
You know what this
If there's a crime once every month, he's not really addicted. He's just kind of hanging out.
Well, who said addicted?
Once a month.
Who said addicted? You created that right now.
Okay, so
Why are you trying to infringe on my character here, man?
all right, so he just has like a bag on him at all times. Like how much does he have? So how much does he have on him?
This guy is an abusive, belligerent, continuous alcoholic who's always hungover. And then, like the pretty damsel in distress will come in to help him solve a crime or some kind of a wrong being done. Maybe it's an outlandish crime, like a pet detective kind of thing. And, he keeps running into all these obstacles. And every time he turns a corner and he hits a brick wall, he just sniffs some cocaine and he can bust right through that brick wall. It opens up all the synapses in his brain and he can solve the crime.
So he's going to have some sort of bag on him at some point.
You're really focused on this
You
bag.
guys going to be there. You can't just make a phone call. You guys there and stay in a second.
Well, I think that'll be one of the other characters. It'll be like a really shady guy who just happens to always be there, like whenever he needs him, whenever he calls.
Realistic, though.
Whenever he calls him.
Did you say it's
takes
not
at least
realistic?
a little while to get that.
Dougal, did you say
This guy's a private dick, okay? A gumshoe, private dick, Danger Malloy.
Malloy?
No, dealers aren't really that reliable. You can't just be like, hey,
hold on, what was
got a
that?
case. Let me get my guy.
Dougal, Billy,
here.
what was the name of the guy again?
Private dick, gumshoe, Danger Malloy.
Danger
Sounds a little like Dick Tracy. Just
Danger Malloy?
Danger Malloy, yeah.
All right. So it's Danger's the first name, Malloy is the last name?
That's correct.
All right, so Danger's the first name, Malloy is the last name. Just making sure.
Yeah, and right when you open up the comic book, the first thing it's going to say is like, you ever watch Law and Order SVU? It's going to be like,
Yeah.
This story does not contain any realistic characters, any depiction of it, it's not accurate, something like that. I'll have a disclaimer right at the beginning in case somebody wants to pretend it's Dick Tracy or something. Or somebody else.
Or
anybody else.
Right.
Yeah. Anybody else.
Danger Malloy.
Anybody.
I am a supporter of this Danger Malloy comic.
Tell me that's not the best gumshoe name you ever heard. Danger Malloy.
It really hits home. So I'd definitely be a supporter of this.
I need to get this illustrated.
Danger Malloy.
I was just going to draw it with stick figures and rely on my wit. Wit with an H.
Good luck with that. Yeah, that sounds really good. Big figures, yeah.
You got something better, bro?
I could probably hook you up with someone that could probably draw it better.
By going to one of our sponsors, IGotAGuy.com. These guys are offering free hookups for the first 2 months of your subscription. $19.99 for the whole year. But you actually get 14 months, which is one more than a baker's dozen. IGotAGuy.com, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. Put in the promo code Stugats up in the right-hand corner when you sign in the membership. $19.99 for the full year, but you actually get 14 months. 2 months are free. That's one more than a baker's dozen, ladies and gentlemen.
Michael's in Brooklyn? It's in a restaurant?
Or the guy who sells sauce that sucks on every R and no shrimp?
Yeah.
Remember when I said put the promo code in?
Good?
Well, remember when I put the promo code in there that said Stugats?
Right.
That's what kind of shit they're selling in a jar. When anybody says you fucking sauce in a jar, it's Stugats. Okay?
Wait, hold on a second. Rayo's is pretty good, though. Come on. No? Rayo sauce?
That's some California shit you're pulling there.
Listen, Rayo's a famous sauce. Paul Newman makes a decent sauce in a jar. I mean, it's unnecessary, Dougal.
Pastosa sauce is the best.
Sauce is so fucking easy.
It takes time, though.
No, it doesn't. That's a myth. That's a myth.
Well, hold on. Like tomato sauce may not take that much time, but like a crab sauce or something like that does take time. If you're buying a crab sauce.
He's not buying a crab sauce from Michael's.
I don't know what he's buying from Michael. I never bought from
Michael's.
Michael's.
He's buying a regular Martinat sauce, bro. It takes 20 minutes max.
I only get 2 Italian here, but if you want to make a sauce from scratch, you're talking about buying tomatoes. You got to boil tomatoes. You got to put
You buy the San Marzano can of tomatoes. You smash them down. You throw them in the pot. You fucking cook them up. You're ready to go. You throw some seasoning in there, some onions. You're done. It's really not a big deal.
So what are we talking about? 10-minute process here, Bill?
20 minutes max. 20 minutes done.
I think you're off on the 20 minutes here.
And this
So let's have a challenge. We'll go live next week. I'll make a sauce live in 20 minutes. I can even put meatballs in there and make it a half hour. Half hour, and I put meatballs in. I won't even fry them. I boil them in the sauce.
Yeah,
because that's how you get the real good.
They're going to be
anyway.
shit balls. That's what they're going to be.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're going to be fantastic, marvelous, simply marvelous.
Wait, so you're making the meatballs from scratch?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm not killing the cow.
How long is that going to take? How long is that going to take? How long is that going to take?
7 minutes.
What? And how many meatballs? I'm not talking about 2 meatballs. I'm talking about a meatball for 20 people here, guy.
20 people? When's the last time you said 20 people, cocksucker?
Wait a second. You're chopping up onions. You're chopping up tomatoes. You're chopping up garlic. You're chopping up the peppers.
Does he? Hold on,
Dougal.
Dougal.
For meatball, and you're making meatballs and sauce in 5 minutes?
Dougal, does he have a sous chef?
What's going on here?
Do you have a sous chef?
Sous chef. What you got to do is give me the opportunity to have this. I just got to buy a couple more of those little bowls that they have on the cooking shows. When they do those cooking shows,
and then
these guys. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second, real quickly. I don't know if you guys ever watch a cooking show, right? So they put this guy or this girl, Julie Andrews or Rachel Ray or Guy Fieri or whatever the fuck happens to be, and
it sounds like you're off the topic here.
No, I'm not getting off the topic. I'm actually staying on the topic. You're just scared, and scared money don't make money around here, bitch. So what's happening is these guys, they got all the onions prepped, all the garlic prepped, all the spices prepped, all the salt prepped, and they're in these tiny little bowls. Who has all these tiny little bowls in their house?
Right, they have everything prepped. It's a fucking TV show. We're not talking about a TV show. We're talking about
I'm going to go live.
Fucking meatballs. You said you can make a meatball in a fucking marinara sauce in 10 minutes, 20, 15 minutes.
Half hour, I said. With the meatballs, half hour.
Right.
I'll do it live.
See everything. And you'll have onions not chopped. You're going to do everything on camera.
I don't put onions in my meatballs, homie.
Whoa.
What do you put in your meatballs? Is it just meat or are you putting seasoning? What's going on?
No, there's a lot of seasoning. Well, remain calm with the family secrets right now, all right?
Oh, the family secrets.
Listen, we got a half a Jew on the line here. I can't be giving out the schmutz.
I'll go with Rayos.
You know what I'm saying, Dave? These guys arguing with me about Marinara. He's fucking Jewish. He's buying the sauce in a jar. He's telling me how long it takes to make a meatball. He asked me how long it takes me to cut the peppers to put in my meatball. What the fuck are we doing here?
Oof.
We got the schmutz. We put gefilte fish in there, too.
The gefilte fish.
We're making matzo crackers. It does. It runs. It runs like we just went to Taco Bell 2 for Tuesdays. 2 tacos for $1. We used to kill that. We were going to get 40 tacos. Remember we went up with Jimmy one time, Dougal? We got the bag of tacos. We watched the 2004 Red Sox-Yankees playoff series.
Speaking about Uncle Jimmy, do you remember that night where we were all kind of hanging out in the stoop? It was like 12
I know exactly.
in the morning. It was like me, you, your uncle, and Chris Bud. Just hanging out, whatever, and your uncle, remember you had those lawn chairs, those white lawn chairs.
Plastic.
Right,
yeah.
You go back on them a little bit, but it's not too much.
Yeah.
He was sitting next to the steps, and you had the 4 steps going up to your house. Long story short, it was getting late in the night, Uncle Jimmy fell asleep, and all of a sudden, he kind of went back, and rolled down the stairs while he was asleep. Woke up.
Yo, ass over tea kettle. I'm not even kidding you. Like it was like a snowball. Like he morphed into part of the chair, and it just went down. Like it didn't like click or clank or anything. It was just like like a slinky. It was like a slinky, but it was more like a bowling ball that acted like a slinky. It was really fucked up, man. And dude, what happened when he popped up? He's like, I'm going to bed.
He popped up and he was like, good. No scratches, no head broken, no nothing. And the excuse that he gave was, hey, I was sleeping, so my body was limp. So everything just kind of rolled into itself. There was no, restriction. There was no restriction. He was sleeping, so everything just kind of rolled, and it was fine. He didn't tense up at all. And he just, went inside and went to sleep. That was it. It was over.
That's fucking good.
Yeah, that was fantastic. That was fantastic.
Roll. It was out of nowhere.
That really was awesome. It really was. He really went down hard, man.
Let me touch on the Third Avenue Festival. Billy, did you make it there? No, right?
No, I did not.
It was great, man. That festival
It
is
looked
awesome.
really good.
It really is.
There was a low point and a low at that festival for a couple of years, man.
There was. I felt that too, but like I went out and I ended up because the girls they ended up having to go to party. I slept because I worked at midnight. But I went up by myself. Bud actually, I just missed Bud. He went home. I was with Mikey for a little bit, but I ended up walking it by myself. It was just fun. Like you just see people you know. The entire community was out. Like it's awesome, that thing. And you know what's crazy? The big difference from like 69th to 77th. Once you get past like 77th, it's like everybody goes that route and stays there. Compared to below 77th, it's like it's desolate kind of, compared to what's going on over there. I couldn't believe the difference in the amount of volume of people.
Where the hood at? Bay Ridge is always...
Yeah, I'm different.
Bay Ridge was always surrounded by highways, keeping the minorities out. That was kind of the way they operated. I think Bobby Moe was in on that. That was kind of his plan to isolate certain neighborhoods. Bobby Schmurda, Bobby Moe did that. But now, like that territory has kind of dissolved. Those natural landmarks, not natural, man-made barriers have kind of dissolved, and it's become a much more diverse neighborhood, which I think is actually a positive. But there was a low and a down point for Bay Ridge where like the Bay Ridgeals were like bitter about these new people and immigrants and other types of people moving into their neighborhood. Now it's kind of leveled out where it's half Bay Originals, half newcomers, and now you're getting that harmony and that neighborhood feel again. I still think that Bay Ridge is one of the few neighborhoods left in Brooklyn.
I agree. I agree with you totally on that.
It's one of the few neighborhoods where you still know your neighbors, where you can still say hi to people walking up and down the block.
Bensonhurst?
Nah, Bensonhurst is lost, man. I'll tell you, it's lost.
It's Beijinghurst. And listen, I'm not knocking it. God bless them. You know what I mean? They came here. They made some money. They invested in their family. They did what the Irish did during the Great Migration in the early 1900s. The Asian community moved into Bensonhurst, and what they did was one guy came over. He bought a house, and his whole family chipped down in China for this guy to get here and to put money down on a house when house values were still reasonably priced in the area. They were living in like the low 60s. They were living in the low 60s, between 11th and 14th Avenue, and they bought a house. And what they did was little by little, they worked and they worked and they worked and they saved up and they brought over one more family member. And then one more family member, and then they all chipped in to bring another one. Next thing you know, you got 15, 16 people living in this one house. Yeah. They're all working. They're all contributing to the money of the family. But now that family goes and they take that money to buy another house. And then they keep doing it, and they keep doing it. And that's what the Irish did in the early 1900s, turn of the century.
I agree. I agree.
But it sounds like a Ponzi scheme to me.
But here's my downfall.
I give him credit, man. God bless him.
But here's my downfall.
This is the land of opportunity. This is America. That's what it's here for.
It is.
It's here for you to come and try.
It is, but there's, let's say the housing issue. The housing issue is the rules and regulations involved with them, where you can't turn a 2-family house into a 13-family house. You can't do that. Listen, you can say that all you want.
This is a fuck, bro. It's just a house. It's not real.
Come on.
How many gas lines do they need to build a fucking 3-family house?
One.
Okay. All right.
Dave, I mean, I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, they're just trying to better their lives, man. They're coming from a fucked up situation.
I understand that, and my other issue is that's issue number one with it.
If the local government allows it because they're taking money under the table, then it's not these guys' fault. It's the fucking dirtbag Marty Golden pieces of shit that everybody voted for.
Listen,
this
I agree.
Guy runs unopposed regularly. Fuck this guy.
And that's why Liam, I loved what he was doing. He was like showing up to construction sites where they were illegally doing this, and he was like walking in there and be like,
as much as I love Liam, he shows up at my construction site, he's getting hit with a fucking 2x4. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I don't give a shit, bro. But he make money out here.
But here's my other issue, which again, it is what it is. But You can't turn an entire community when you turn it into one area. Like if you come to Bay Ridge, let's say, and turn it into whatever you want, it was never all Irish. You know what I'm saying? Even it was high Norwegian, high Irish. It was never all. You know?
I think
There is an app for that. There's a new dog walking app out, which we definitely would like to be a sponsor for us. So if you guys are listening, we'll definitely take consideration for that.
There actually is a website. It's inspired by our president right now. It's called grabthebitch.com. Bitch being a female dog, and also, I don't know, I guess it's a female now. Can you say that? Can I say that? Have I crossed the line yet?
What should we expect in New York, let's say in the next 10 years or whatever, 5 years, with the legalization of weed? Coming from Cali, what should we expect here?
I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like there's already people who are like got their hooks in the business side of it. Like once it goes down, they're already going to have their shit set up, where they're going to be making money off it, where they got the upper hand on it. Because obviously it's going to turn into a business.
Absolutely.
Well, to that, when they were discussing the possibility of making medicinal marijuana, put on your smoke some marijuana,
go some marijuana,
and have a gin and tonica. When they were originally proposing that medical marijuana in New York State, and which passed. I don't know if people know that medical marijuana is legal in New York State.
But it's legal. It's only legal in like 3 hospitals or something, right?
No, there's only 2 dispensaries right now, and they have to be something. No, they have to be. No, the list is pretty extensive, actually. All the way down to like things that I have, like Crohn's disease. I could go get it. Irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. Yeah, I got all that shit. I got fucking colitis. Nah, yeah, I do take mad shits. I'm a shitting motherfucker. That was what we were talking about before when I had the polyps. That's how I found out about all that. When I went to the doctor, she said, well, I had this stomach ache for like 3 weeks straight. It wouldn't go away. And finally I see a doctor, and she's like, asking me these questions. She's like, have you had any dramatic weight loss or gain in the past 12 months? I said, yeah, I did this rockin'-ass diet. I cut out all the sugar over the last 4 months, and I lost 75 pounds. She just like looked at me. She's like, what? You did what? Wait, you stopped drinking soda and you lost 75 pounds in 4 months? I'm like, yeah. Isn't that crazy? Good genetics, huh? And she's like, it sounds more like you're dying to me, but let's continue with the survey. And then the next question was like, how many bowel movements do you have a day? I said, I usually don't count after the 10th or 11th bowel movement. And I'm like, what's the next question? And she's staring at me with that look again. And I'm like, what's the matter, ma'am? What's going on? Her name is Dr. Huh. So like every time you try to address her, you don't know if you're asking her a question or addressing her. It's like Dr. Huh. So she says, how long have you been having bowel movements that often? I said, pretty much my whole life. Why? She's like, well, that's abnormal. And I, what do you mean it's abnormal? Doesn't everyone go to the bathroom 10 to 14 times a day? Apparently they don't.
They don't.
There's people who don't even go to the bathroom for 3 days.
Yeah, that's weird. I know people like that too. That's weird though.
So, it turned out that I had a whole bunch of fucked up shit going on. We handled it. I was fine. But that was an awakening for me. But what was the most awakening part about that for me was I don't ever want to go to a doctor again. And I'll tell you why. I've never been sick a day in my life until I walked into a doctor's office. Everything is perfectly fine until you walk into a doctor's office and you get all these problems. It's really fucked up.
It's like taking your car to the mechanic. They always find like 37 things wrong.
Everything was fine. Everything was fine.
Yeah, I'm like, I've been driving this car for 4 years. Now you're telling me all of a sudden it's going to break down in 2 minutes? Like, come on.
And it will. It will, though. If you don't give him the $1,300,
it's going to break.
Like, take your carburetor off, turn it around, and put the same one back on. If you don't let him do that, your car is done.
It's so true.
Like a carburetor to your rotary girder.
A couple years ago,
air filter.
Thanks to you. A couple years ago, I was having this insane problem with my right thumb. The main knuckle on my right thumb, like that connects it to the hand itself. Yeah. That big bulbous knuckle at the base. It was like excruciating pain, and it continued. It got worse and worse, and it was swelling and swelling and swelling. And I always had a problem with that thumb ever since we played dodgeball once at that teen club at St. Pat's, and you threw a volleyball at me at full speed from like 6 feet away. And when I went to catch it, it popped my knuckle.
I remember that.
Ever since then, I've been double jointed, and it's given me problems. But it was getting like I couldn't even. Put it this way, I was wiping my ass with my left hand. I don't know if anyone's ever done that. You're a lefty. I don't know if you ever wiped with the right hand. It's extremely inefficient.
I have some little injuries sometimes, and it's really tough. Yeah,
it's really tough. I was doing the shower thing after each shit and it's just uncomfortable because, like I said, I'm taking 12 shits a day. It's really uncomfortable to walk around. It just wasn't conducive to a productive life. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go to the doctor. Usually when I have some kind of an ache or something, I just wait it out. This time I said, you know what, I'm just going to go to the doctor. My wife knew somebody who was like a hand specialist, Dr. Patel. What a surprise!
He's good. I want to go to him. Give me his number. After the podcast, give me his number.
So I go see Dr. Patel, and I show him my hand. He says, "Well, when did you break your hand?" I said, "I didn't break my hand." He says, "No, it looks like your thumb is broken." And I'm like, "Nah, I really had no injury." He's like, "It looks like you hit it with a hammer." I said, "Dude, I'm telling you right now, nothing happened. Like I just woke up one day and it was like this." He's like, all right, let's do an x-ray. So he had like an in-office x-ray. He put my hand in there. He takes an x-ray of both hands. He shows it to me, and the fucking thing is like contorted, and there's a huge gap in between where my knuckles supposed to be. And he's like, dude, this is severely injured. And I just keep reiterating to him, I'm like, there is nothing wrong with my thumb. Like, it just hurts. But there's nothing really wrong. Maybe there's a ligament or something. Just figure out what's going on. But I didn't hurt it. There was no trauma. I'm going to try to get across this guy. So he says, you know what? The more I look at it, you might be right. I don't think there was any trauma. What I think is that you have a degenerative joint disease.
Wow.
So I need you to go see the specialist in Manhattan. This is very important. Because if it's affecting your thumb, the next thing it's going to do is start affecting your arm knuckles in your hand, and then it's going to be your elbow, and then it's going to be your shoulder, and then it's going to be your knees. And I'm like...
Did this guy use WebMD while he was helping you?
No, bro, this guy was super official, man. This guy was super official. Now, you ready for this?
Wait, hold on.
Get it? He gives me the card.
A red dot in the middle of his forehead?
Feather. It was actually a feather. So I get in my car. I leave. I'm like, wow, man, I can't believe I have a degenerative joint disease. This is fucked up, man. So I get in my car. I have like this referral card. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I call right away. I make this appointment in Midtown Manhattan. It's like a Wednesday later. I'm like, yeah, I'll come in at 4:30, whatever, you know. I just want to check this out. And my doctor had already called, like, to let them know that I needed to come in soon. Like, this was a problem.
That's when you know it's serious.
Right. Dude, I woke up the next morning and I had zero pain.
You didn't go.
You think I went to that doctor?
You did not go to that doctor.
No. No, I'm never going there. And at this point, my thumb kind of looks like Quasimodo's back, but it doesn't hurt, and I can still do what I got to do. So what do I need this doctor for? To tell me if there's something wrong with me? There was a show when we were children. It was on Nickelodeon, and it was called Guts.
Oh, yeah.
You guys remember that?
The Aggro Crag.
Yeah. You were on there, right?
No, I was not on there.
Crag, right, Dave?
The Aggro Crag. Do you have them? Guts. You know? And it was like these horrifically unathletic kids competing in these athletic competitions. And I'm just like this fucking kid sitting in my house in Brooklyn like, damn, man, I could definitely win a piece of this fucking rock.
I thought the same thing, man, watching that.
I mean, bro, they had this thing where you would like jump off like 13 feet on like a tethered bungee cord, and then you would bounce back up and you would have to shoot an arrow. You know what I mean? And like these kids couldn't even jump off the thing. Like they were like scared at the edge. You think they're gonna let you smash your skull on national TV? You're 9. The fuck out of here. Let's go. They're like, this kid was a soccer star in his local arena. Hey, shut the fuck up. This kid sucks. That kid sucks. Every once in a while, they bring a black kid on with a flat top. He wins 3 weeks in a row, and then they never invite him back.
It really worked out because they could say at the end, these kids are going for the Aggro Crag. They play the music.
So here's the mission I have for you guys. At the end of every show, and this show was on for a while. Dave, you could probably look it up while I'm talking about this, how many episodes the show actually was. They had Mel. She was the announcer. She was from like Britain or something, which was really weird. I have no idea what Mo was doing there, or what the kind of a name Mo really was short for. Was that Monique? I don't know. Anyway.
Monisha. And to the O to the.
At the end of the show, the winner won a piece of the aggro crag.
Yes.
A glowing chunk of the aggro crag in like the shape of a trophy. Now, I've searched high and low. I've been on the interwebs. You can't find one of those things. Nobody is selling one.
I'm going to check that out. It ran for four seasons, 160 episodes.
100, that means 160 people walked out of there with a piece of aggro crack. Just by simple math alone, 2 of them sucked dick for crack. They will sell that aggro crack.
You're right. I'm looking to buy it. You can't buy the aggro crack.
How much money can you get for an aggro crack? Is it fucking $40?
I'm actually
right now. If you get me one,
really?
So Dave, you might stumble across a piece of the aggro crag that's for sale, and it comes for like $2,500. The more research you do into that piece of the aggro crag, it's a hoax.
I got something that says Super Aggro Crag, $50.
Is it the authentic piece?
That's a few dimes of crack right there.
Is it the authentic piece?
Prop costume global mega radical rock trophy gift. It is not the regular piece. You're right.
No, I don't want it. I want somebody out there out of 160 kids. Somebody has this thing that doesn't want it anymore. Am I out of my mind?
No, I can't believe I can't find this.
I've looked for weeks on end at work. I don't do much at work. I get paid my money not to do much. And I've looked for the aggro crack for months.
Yeah, it's all replica. You're 100% right. These kids are holding tight to this shit, huh?
Is it like my baseball cards? My mom just threw them out. This takes up too much room. Fuck this.
Yo, you remember that time we were helping your mom's friend in like by the Barclay Center now over there? And then we helped her move a bunch of shit, and then she didn't pay us.
Baseball cards?
She didn't pay us, so we took her baseball cards in the attic.
Yeah, and then we drove past Shea Stadium on our way home, which was 2.5 hours out of the way.
Yes, I remember that.
We saw signs for Brooklyn. We never left Brooklyn.
Oh, that lady, she didn't pay us, though. She should have, shuffled out a little money or something. We were moving mad boxes. It was hot.
That was a brutal situation, man. It was like a 4th-floor walk up into an attic, and we were low. That was really, really difficult. We did a lot of work. I mean, we were young. We were probably 16. We were able-bodied, but that was a lot of fucking work, man. We busted our ass that day.
It was.
That was like, you know what that was like? You remember this? That was like when the dopehead from down the block, who I didn't know was a dopehead at the time, enlisted me to help him work across the street on Balkus's house, redoing the concrete in the front.
I remember that. Bro, it was like 112 degrees.
It was the last 2 weeks of August. All right? It was the last 2 weeks of August.
Off on that.
I was out there. I was 10 hours a day, right?
You're going hard on that.
And here's the thing. He's telling me that Balkus didn't pay him yet, right? So we have a sledgehammer, and we're breaking up this bluestone. You guys probably don't know what bluestone is because you're not in the construction world, but it's an old version of concrete outside of people's houses. It's about 8 inches thick, and it's actually like a blue rock that's binded in there. It's so difficult to break, even with a jackhammer. And I have a sledgehammer, and I'm 17 years old, and I am and you're talking about 100-foot property. No, not 100, a 75-foot property. 2 fucking squares. And I'm smashing my life away. For 2 weeks, all I'm doing is breaking this fucking concrete.
I remember this.
So now I'm done the last day of breaking. So now we're gonna pour the concrete the next morning. And as I'm breaking it up, I'm drinking a Gatorade. I go downstairs to get Georgie, who had to do something very important in the basement, and he's fucking leaned up against the wall, tie off with a fucking needle hanging out of his arm. His eyes are rolled back in his skull. This guy hasn't picked up a tool in 2 weeks. And I said, Georgie, listen, it's my anniversary with my girlfriend, and I'm looking to take her out. And, is there any way I could get paid? I've been here 2 weeks. And the guy said, yeah, absolutely. He reaches into his pocket and he takes out 2 used movie ticket stubs. And that's what he paid me with.
That's it? That was your whole pay?
Yeah, that was my entire pay. And I spoke to Ali afterwards. He paid him $17,000 to do that job.
Oh my God, that's a ton of drugs.
And I did the entire thing for 2 used movie ticket stubs.
He got fucked on
And
that
I'm so fucking dense that I took my girlfriend for our anniversary to the movies with those stubs, and then got turned away at the door.
Oh, that's good. I remember you doing that, man. It was fucking hot out. I remember that, man.
That was terrible.
You were grinding on that, Bill. You were going very hard for that. I do remember that.
I do. You were working.
You were working with like some random dude.
It was the guy that lived in the house next door to me. He wasn't that random. I used to know this guy's dog by name. Hey, good morning, E-Rock. How you doing? Start fucking shooting dope, man.
That's good.
And you know what's even crazier than that? So now he gets sober, this guy, right? He gets sober. And, you know, he's into NA. And, you know, like I said, he lived in the house next door to me since my grandparents bought the house. Like, he knows my whole family. We know this guy. We know his kids. You know what I mean? His son got stabbed just because of Andrew Hickey. Just because he loved Andrew Hickey. His son got stabbed.
Andrew.
So my mom, after my grandmother passes away, we were living on the second floor.
You know this guy who's living next door to you, right? And your mom knows him.
Right, so she enlists him after my grandmother passed away to redo the interior of my first floor. Because we moved, remember, from the second floor to the first floor.
Right.
Where my grandparents originally lived. So she enlists this guy to redo the first floor, and so that we can make that our living area. And then we let Uncle Jimmy and Aunt Molly live on the second floor. And that's when I got my room in the attic. So this guy, Georgie, and he comes and he's clean, he's sober, and he's all fucking ready to go. And I wasn't holding a grudge or anything. I was a kid when that happened. Anywho, they're doing the work in my house. They're redoing the floors. He brings in this guy to help redo the floors, a guy that he met in NA that's supposedly a flooring expert. They robbed me blind, man. The two of them. They went into my basement. They went into my grandfather's World War II case that he took home from World War II. He had a whole bunch of shit that he took from a German castle when they sacked Berlin.
God.
He had like 3 authentic Nazi flags, Nazi playing cards, Nazi silverware, like silverware with the insignia, like sterling silver. You know what I mean?
I remember seeing that when we were like 10 years old.
They jacked everything.
Oh my God.
They jacked everything. So then the guy Georgie disappears. We don't see him for 10 years. And then I find the guy one time. I find the guy who took the shit. Not the guy next door to me, his friend. And I was bartending at Shenanigans, and he came in for a drink with somebody. And I knew him because he had a very specific tattoo on his neck. And I just grabbed him. I said, yo, my man, you probably don't remember me, but you worked at my house 10 years ago. You stole some shit from my basement. I want it back. And this guy's like all curled out and shit. He's like, yeah. I robbed a lot of motherfuckers. I sold a lot of shit. I did a lot of dope. Can I get a drink? And I poured him a fucking drink. What am I going to do?
What are you going to do? Yeah, well, you're not going to get that back. It's over, you know?
That was some good shit, though.
I can imagine that was fucking. You can't even ever replace something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't about the money either. You know what I mean?
It's just it's about your grandfather brought that shit back after fucking being out there.
Yeah, it's kind of like that movie where Christopher Walken had that watch in his ass the whole time.
Well, that was with
I kept this watch in my ass.
What movie was it? Catch Me If You Can.
Pulp Fiction.
No, Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. There you go.
Catch Me If You Can was
that was Walken though, Christopher.
2 mice.
Oh yes, yeah.
To a barrel of milk.
He's great, Christopher Walken. He's fucking great.